Listen, man, I'm so excited, and I can't get no more excited. But I got to start this show off on a sadder note. I just lost someone that I was very close to, Lisa Ann Spiller. Listen, you already know what kind of place you have for me in your heart. God is taking you to a better place with no pain, no stress. We all gonna miss your beautiful soul. So for my family, yours, for my dream team's brothers, for all of the people out there that knew you, cared about you, and loved you, we're praying for you and the family. Always, baby. Always love from your boy E. Love you. All right, so we back, man. Listen, on Total Define Entertainment with my boy Nels, my man. Nah, you already see us, and I'm your boy E Does, man. You already know. Y'all can reach us on Instagram. That's eStacksDoe. You know what I mean? And you can reach me on Facebook. That's Eric Frazier. Nels, tell them where they can reach you at, baby.
Man, you can reach me at IG _PIW. You dig? ALBILLZ_PIW. You know, or you can just Google Al Bills. You'll catch me everywhere. You feel me? We out there.
Now comes give it.
So you can reach me on Obnoxious, OBNOXIOUX _PIW on Instagram, William Obnoxious Burke, BURK on Facebook.
And I'd be remiss, man, not to give a plug to my beautiful companies that you know that we represent and we associate with. First and foremost, that's the P, the I, the W.
PIW.
Put them word. All right, so you already know, like, just the way we do things. And we got to talk about it. She's not here. She's in Mexico enjoying herself. We missed those meals from who? Correct. Creations. Come on.
Shout out.
Love y'all. You know, and listen, y'all can reach both of those entities. That's PIW.
Yeah.
Reach them on their Instagram and Facebook page. Yeah. And also you can reach Correct Creations. You already know where y'all can reach them at. That's on Instagram. And again, that's Delore Frazier and Caretha Moore. They're the proprietors of that business, and we're proud to be sponsored in with them. So listen, man, we've had some crazy times, man, this week. We had some crazy news. There's been some things that happened. And I really want to just get into it, but before we do that, I think my man Knox got some entertainment news for us and give us some little insight on some things that you may have heard or we may have heard or talked about.
Yeah, first thing, you know, I like to address, you know, let's get into this Stephen A. Smith and this LeBron James.
Oh, jump right in, no diddy, y'all.
Yeah, what's y'all take on it?
Man, I mean, you know, LeBron being a father, right? As we all are, you know, he's coming to defend his son. That is honorable. But when you're in a line of business where though you're going to get talked about, you know, his son signed up for it. But Stephen A. wrong? I don't know. He was doing his job, you know.
And actually, he wasn't even there doing his job that night. But go ahead, I'm
right. Well, yeah, not that night.
Because he did,
you're
right.
But you know, I think it stems from, you know, the coverage surrounding his son.
Let me just say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way I see it. Stephen A. was trying to see what the temperature was.
Oh yeah,
because that had already been said, right?
Yeah,
we know this. So it's been a minute since LA, but the LA sparking now. They hot. Everybody see they balling.
Yeah.
Let me just go before I do this real telecast. Let me see what the temperature is. LeBron let him know. This is the temperature if you bring that same energy. Now, from the other perspective,
right?
Stephen A. has to report what's out there, right? We, as a podcast, we come.
We on
no diddy.
Damn,
I'm doing that. Pause.
Okay.
I know, right?
That was crazy.
Yeah, what? But what I'm saying to y'all, to that point, did we not say this though? We talked about that on the first show where we said that, did we think Lil Ronnie was ready? And I said, what did I say?
He wasn't.
No!
We all said he wasn't ready. And the simple fact is that the thing Bron should have done was, all right, son, let's get in the gym. Let's get better. Let's actions speak louder than words to where though you can play and you can produce. We all knew him coming out of college, USC.
What JB said he averaged? JB said he averaged 2 points.
He averaged 2.
You think he ain't have him in the gym? You think LeBron James didn't have his son in the gym?
No, what you saw in the gym was exactly what you saw on ESPN when they just throwing up, or no, when it was on Instagram when it's edited, and it looked like he made every shot that he put up. Come on.
He gotta stay in the
He
gym.
can't even hit a three.
Because right now he's not playing.
Exactly. He's a
He's
cheerleader.
back
when
and
he get
forth
in.
from bench
You know when he
to
get in.
but he's back on. He's
Blowouts.
Exactly. He's back and forth between bench and.
He don't even need. Listen, come on, man.
You know?
Let's keep it above.
He wasn't ready.
We can't, like, again, y'all, we can't make
But we
this
know
shit
why
up.
he
We
got
said it.
rest.
Y'all could go back to the first NBA segment that we did. And we said it. I said the only way he's going to meet his dad in a game is that they either getting blown out, so he's in the game, so they share a couple minutes together, whatever. But talent-wise, he's not it. And then I said something.
No.
When being Knox did the show Absent Bills, I
Yeah.
said this. Remember this. I said, yo, he has no reason to be hungry. His dad's a billionaire.
Right.
He's already driving the best cars and living in the best homes. He's living on his dad's property in another mansion. He has money. NIL gave him like $5.1 million.
Well, look, I'm gonna say this with that.
But what I'm saying to you is, let me just say,
Bron's other son is way better. Bryce.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he him.
He plays like he's hungry.
and he plays like his father.
And it's always
No,
the younger
seriously though,
one.
if you look
It's
at that-
always the younger one.
If you look at the aggressiveness of the way he's playing and the way the dynamic, if you look at the way, that's the way Brian played the game at that age.
Right.
He's very explosive, coming
Aggressive.
Well, okay,
yeah.
back to what we was discussing, which was how did we feel about that, Steve? So, do you see? Do you think it's a right or wrong? Do you see it either one of them being wrong about it, or do you think Brian took the right? Let's just say this: did Brian take the right approach?
I think Bron took what his action was feeling at that moment. I don't think it was. I don't think he didn't care if it was right or wrong. It felt in him. It looked like he had to do that. In his
Okay, let me do this then for both of y'all. We're all fathers, right? So, if you're LeBron, do you do the same thing, or do you just keep it moving like Stephen A. wasn't sitting there after knowing what he said about your son? That basically, Brian, you fucked up. You should have never. Sorry y'all with the language, but you should have never let him expose himself that way because you knew he wasn't ready. You knew Brian wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And that's what he
Yeah.
did. They said.
You forced them to have to drag Bronny because, like I said on the first telecast that we talked about that, there's plenty of people that deserve that spot on that Lakers team.
Definitely.
Yes.
And the powers to be,
Made LeBron happy.
yeah. And to make history,
Exactly.
right?
That's the thing too. To make history.
To make history.
And yo, can we make this up? Like we can't, y'all. Seriously, this is a blessing. I got my two brothers here. It makes me so dynamic. It makes me like a genie. It makes me like a genie. Do you know the other thing that LeBron asked for? A disgruntled player who wanted the limelight. Everybody said, "Oh, that trade with Luka and Anthony Davis." Look at it now. You see what LeBron is doing at 40? What, 2?
He's looking like
now,
Come on!
in Cleveland the first time.
Come on! He turned.
Well, look.
Come on!
He
But
doesn't have
Luka,
to do as much now because Luka wants the ball.
he plays off the ball.
Right.
Luka's ball down and LeBron want to move without it.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to be that guy no more, but with Anthony
Yeah.
Davis, I still had to be that guy.
Yeah, he had to be there with
Excuse me,
everybody
y'all
else
got
he
a cold,
played
so I'm
with.
sure this.
Everybody else he played with.
Yeah. So
But
so
Luka
right now
created another dynamic.
it gave Bron a new life because I think before even Luka came, Bron was still ball.
You know I'm starting to
Right.
smile at you?
What's that?
Yo, because it might be a Boston Lakers final.
Oh, we play tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
played
we
tonight.
gonna get to that.
Yeah,
We gonna get to
play
that.
tonight. We play tonight.
On
what time?
What's that? 8? Eight o'clock?
between 8:30.
Where we going?
Yeah.
Chicken and Pete's? What we doing?
Man, it don't matter to me. Man. We can go.
Oh, say less.
You know
We
what
out.
I'm
We out.
And
Chicken and Pete's?
it's whatever.
All right, look. I tell y'all I can't make this shit up. It's always. Do we rehearse?
Nah.
Do we rehearse?
It's off the cuff.
No, we don't. We
This is the symmetry is here, man. That's why it's the dream
It's
team.
off the top.
You gotta tune in. You gotta subscribe. Listen, I can't make this up, y'all. I just say this right. This is a black growing brand. I'm bringing y'all Keisha's passion for fashion. This girl's dynamic. She's a superstar in the making. Her show will be debuting on a consistent basis starting next week. She's going to give you a live interview on the 22nd at our show that's going to be in Nami out of 52nd and Jefferson. We got a comic that night. We might even have some music entertainment, depending on how these guys feel. But I got a guest that's coming on today. I mean, JB Hove. We're going to interview him. Young, aspiring rapper, man. He's going to come through these doors momentarily. But again, I want to give my shout outs again to my supporting cast, my team, and as always, Correct Creations. Listen, the best food you can get in the city. We do anything when it comes to service in our community. And the same thing, we got the iftar coming up, man. For all of the Muslim brothers out there, man, we got a dinner, a special dinner we gonna do. So remember, like, we trying to get back to us. And I can always tell y'all, man, it's about us first and us only. So the more we carry it, the better we get, the better you guys get. And we listen, this is coming from PIW.
PIW. Putting in work.
And listen, and it's always total to find entertainment. But man, for all the brothers that's Ramadaning right now, man, and all the sisters that's Ramadaning right now, y'all be easy, because I know it is a difficult thing. Because I don't know about y'all, but I love y'all to death, but I cannot eat for twice a day. It ain't going to happen for me. And I can't make it a certain hour. If I'm hungry, I'm eating. Sorry, I'm not trying to make a joke about it. I love y'all. Peace and blessings. But back to the show, man. It's something that we talked about, and I said from a father standpoint with the LeBron situation. I think that's something that I know for me, like, I took a lot of Eric's games personal because I was living my later athletic life through him. Kind of the same you did with your young boy, like coming through high school. Same thing with JP. Mm-hmm. So we just trying to push that envelope a little bit further, but we understand,
like LeVar did,
exactly. And I think that's where I feel for me that LeBron took the right approach, because you don't blow it up in the media, because he could have went back inside the locker room. But I like what he said. Stephen A. know what I said. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all that mattered. Mm-hmm. He kept a gentleman, because you know he could have been one of them dudes that took and ran with it and knocked you feeling on that one. Mm-hmm. He could have went on the internet and did some stupid shit, but that's just goes to show you folks how classy Bron is.
Like that.
Let me go ahead, Knox.
That's what LeBron not going to do. LeBron, like, basically he said he stepped to him, but that wasn't even supposed to be seen like that.
Yeah, somebody take that.
They said when he woke up in the morning, it was all over the internet, so he had to.
Man, that's bullshit, man. Them niggas knew that they in LA, right?
Yeah, that's what they
right? Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Somebody's filming. Somebody film. You know what I mean? So for them to even
everywhere LeBron goes,
even say that, though,
cameras on.
But for them to even say that, it's like, come on, man, you crazy. Somebody is filming something. You know what I mean? And they gonna catch that. Come on, there's too many cameras.
That's the world we living in right now.
Yeah, you know. So for you to say, oh, I didn't know. Nah, you know, it could be staged.
But on the other hand, though, like far as this, like I just want to touch on this before we we'll see. Now that's the negativity about the situation. We had, we don't like putting out negativity, but we had to speak on it because it's there. But let's talk about this man getting that 5-year extension with ESPN. Let's talk about that.
That's beautiful.
That's a wonderful thing, and it gives people hope.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? It gives people hope.
That's definitely major for
5 year, $100 million deal. That's $20 million a year.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
so he's not going on the way to the bank.
Actually, there's more than that though, because it's incentive laden. So he's going to get more bread than the one.
But my question is to this now is,
I'm just talking about the base side.
No. I'm just.
Yeah, but my question is this money going to change how he talks?
No.
We'll see.
What he does is what got him that bread.
I just want to, not.
Don't change
shackles, you know what I mean, along with that money. You know what I mean? No, don't say that. Don't say this. Put it this way.
You know, I'm gonna just tell you how strong Stephen A. arms reach in this game, right? Mm-hmm. When they tried to blacklist Shannon Sharp, who dug that ball out that hole? Stephen A. He was the lifeline, and when you see something like that happen within our whole culture, that's why I just say them two brothers is thorough. Because Shay Shay's show was outstanding. Bigs up to you and your fan base, and you know what I mean. Like, I just want y'all to start tuning in to Total Fine Entertainment. Yeah. Subscribe to my channel. Because
we keep it real.
All the way above. I say all that. Yeah, real quick. I just say all that to say that, like, we understand and like he's a difference maker, man. Stephen A. is just truly a difference maker. And culturally, we loved his bravado because he do push the envelope to make a nigga like LeBron, excuse my expression, come at you one-on-one. Because Stephen has that reputation where he's respected that much. And that's what LeBron was kind of trying to say in a nutshell, bro. Like, for you to be who you are, that's something you should have just left alone. just to put respect out of me, not because of anything else.
Uh-huh.
Like, just leave that where it was. But sometimes, you know, we get a little bit of, you know, start feeling ourselves. And Stephen A. has an arrogance to him. We know that. We all need to have a certain arrogance in order to make it where we're trying to go.
Sometimes you gotta be an asshole.
No, facts. JB called me that a lot.
You know what I mean?
I understood.
Yeah.
I understood, trust me.
Sometimes you gotta be, you know.
And it things like my mother, when he says Eric, so tell me my literal government name.
Yeah.
Eric, you're an asshole. Oh, I know he's upset.
Straight up, man.
So what else we got, man? I know y'all got some more.
One more thing that I want to touch on. Just like to say a rest in peace to David Wiggins from Tony.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dwayne.
Wow, my producer, like, please slip some kind of music or some kind of picture. I know you will. But because we need to lead with one of those two from
Vatican.
Definitely put that up.
I didn't even know that he worked with that many artists, you know, behind the scenes, you know, as far as from the beginning, you know. So
truth be told, that was their strength, though. Like,
because
they wrote for more people than they actually.
He was Raphael Sadiq's half brother.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And their cousin, you know.
Exactly.
So they was family.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, so that matters, man. Like when you doing things for the family, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I was just gonna plug this in there because they said that they did a tour back in 2023, and they didn't know, but he was like not as sick as he was.
Okay.
But they did the tour just to try to cover what expenses he was going to have with his medical bills.
Yeah.
So that was pretty.
Yeah, that's major, man.
Yeah, it was.
Music lives forever. Although the passing of Mr. Wiggins, you know, of Tony passed away, that music lasts forever.
Oh yeah,
we get to hear that and enjoy that of what they brought to our world.
He had a purpose.
In our universe. You know what I mean? So it's you know it's because they in my playlist.
Oh
you know what I mean?
They should be.
I still listen to Tony.
They should be.
How many times in the morning,
straight up,
iron your clothes, get ready for school? That was on.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
that's
a part of us.
Like one of those ones where you say it's a 101.
Yeah,
they just a 101. They had a different way of bringing music to us, and they definitely carved their own lane.
And that lives forever, man.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you can't forget this, brother. Talk to us about this Elon Musk situation, man. 102 billion.
Well, you know,
in losses.
Yeah, I mean,
Tesla.
Yeah, like, what y'all think? I mean,
I ruffle some feathers.
I already told you I was going to support the Cybertrucks. I don't like it. I'm not feeling.
Yeah, I mean,
biggest shit.
We don't park that. They had that in the hood. For real. You know, unless you ready to go on the scene of Mad Max.
But here's the thing, though, right? Like, let's do it this way.
Okay.
We already know that billionaires win big, they lose big. That's just part of the game you win.
Yeah.
You saw how they kind of like basically humbled Jeff Bezos with, you know, his whole Amazon thing. You know, make the wife take half that shit. You know, slow it down a little bit. All right. Right now and then somebody got to pump their brakes. And they just say, you know, you got to pump. So we're going to take this $100-something million.
Yeah.
Give you a little drink, a little crash. You and Donald doing a little too much right now. You know what I mean?
And they own
it. No, seriously, they own too much.
I think that's based off of the frustration. We're not going to support you right now. Watch this. You know what I mean?
But see, that's the thing too, though. That's where I think we understand, but we don't understand because the scale is a little different. Mm-hmm. But in terms of seeing what we're seeing, it's like, yo, like you always really trying to send us to war.
Yeah.
I heard about the rebel votes from another country. They on live TV.
He wanted to support. They acting like
y'all niggas dangling our lives in y'all hands though. Like with this whole, we might launch some missiles.
Yeah, but how they was even interacting with each other was weird. You know what I mean? You ever looked at it like
for play or was that real?
That's what I'm saying.
Or you know, it's trying to sell something.
Yeah, you know because it's like.
But that's one of the reasons why we don't even talk politics.
Yeah,
that's the reason why we don't do it.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, man, like, and I always say this, you know, we taxpayers, we know we've been here long enough to know what the resume reads for us, right? In reality terms, we hoping this do what we supposed to wanted to do, because you know, I want to be able to fly jets too, y'all. Like
Right.
with no pun intended. But here's the thing, like, you know, it's an end goal to everything. And Trump, and I told people when he got back in office, because he knows if I can control the narrative for another 4 years, right? I'm just gonna put myself in a position where I can never lose, or my family.
Yeah.
He's writing checks that he's cashing off of those first 4 he did that he promised all those people. Now he's seeing fit as he chooses.
I mean, but
Because he controls everything, basically.
yeah, but he also said he was going to do it.
And then you got Elon blowing the whistle.
You know what I mean? That's
You know
what
what I mean?
that's what
You got-
That's how arrogant they are, though, with it. But that's why I just said we don't talk politics, because
You know that
it's somebody else on the other side of this platform that we have. That, you know, like it becomes like you're stirring the pot for no reason. Because nobody believes the hype anyway. You know what I mean? So what else we talking about, man? What else we got going on? Oh, I got one for y'all. This gonna blow y'all mind. So Will is getting a street in the old neighborhood, man, up your old way. 56 in Winfield. Talk about it.
56. I'm thinking when they said Will Smith Way. I'm thinking on 56th Street. I think that's Upland Way right there. They might change that to Will Smith Way, which is my neighborhood, man. I'm from 56th Street. You know, so that's major. You know, Will.
Give a little bit of the history on how you used to work for the Pops and all that.
I never worked for the Pop. I knew the Pop. Mr. Will lived on the corner of our block. I'm from 56 and 54th, the end of the block, and then 56th Street starts. You know what I mean? So he had his own ice. He owned the ice shop called Acurac Ice. You know what I mean? And a few guys in the neighborhood worked for him as well, with him and his brother. You know what I mean? Harry and shit. So Will come through sometimes. You know what I mean? I seen him as a child, man. I was like in elementary school when they shot the video. I think I could beat Mike Tyson.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even realize that was in Philly.
Yo, he shot part of that video inside of his Pop's ice shop.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Trail out there and everything. I was still, what's that, 89? Yeah, 89. So yeah.
So you was a buck.
Yeah, I was a young buck then.
Okay.
Shit, I was probably like.
So what do you
5,
like
10.
now? Knowing and this is why I say sometimes some things come full circle, and I ask both of you guys this question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you feel is still a rapper today? And you know, like I said, this my boy Knox. You already know where y'all can reach him. That's on PIW. But hold on, Knox. I just want to say this.
PI.
What do you think about that? Do both of you think is deserving of him getting a street named after himself, considering what he's done for the rap industry and the rap culture? But maybe y'all see it different because y'all rap a different way and a different style. Come on, Knox. Talk to me.
I mean, you know that's his roots. You know what I'm saying? And they want to, name that street, after him. I don't see nothing wrong with that. That just means the community giving him back his flowers where he come from. I mean, I have no problem. I would like a street named after me in my hood when we blow up.
Talk to him, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I told you can't see close.
So it's all good.
I be feeling like a dick, man.
I was waiting
No
for you to
kidding.
put some money in your hand. That's why I ain't rapping.
Get the.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I told y'all we can't make this shit up, y'all. But what do you feel? Do you feel the same way? Because I know we had talked off script and we had talked about how you saw some things even before Will. Because you'll go back to your Steady B days when I went to a 16th birthday party. Your brother could vouch for this when he come on the show. That's the show. Like I said, y'all, 5235. That's on Jefferson. That's in Nami. We're doing a whole show with Brian Green. That's the proprietor of what company?
Always Best Care.
Talk to him.
Services. That's hot.
22nd, right?
22nd. That's a live
March
show.
22nd.
So I say all that to say that he's going to continue what we were talking about earlier. And I said to him, I said, damn, like, he said, I actually saw Steady B on my block riding them things. Like,
Yeah. You know, his girl at the time lived on my block. You know, I mean, we was neighbors and shit. So you know, I used to see Steady slide. We had a little red Acura, the big Dookie road. You know, back then.
Yeah.
I was a buck then, man. I was a young boy, but seeing that and shit like that, kind of like influence you. You're like, I can kind of make it too and shit like that when you see shit like that. You know what I mean? So it was.
Is that one of the things? And let me ask you, Dad. I mean, because you do what you do, of course, with PIW, and that's my man.
Yeah.
So did that at all inspire you to do what you've done?
Oh yeah, okay. Definitely, man. Like
so this was related for you.
Yeah, man, because it was like
sitting right in front of you.
Yeah, at one point, my brother and it was Steady B's DJ. They was cool.
Okay.
At one point. You know what I mean?
I think that was. I don't know if that Ted Money was his though.
Yeah, I mean his name was Eric and shit like that.
But, okay.
That was like in the beginning.
No, I was wondering who was Ted? Who was his?
Ted Money.
I know, but he was somebody DJ. One of them dudes.
He was day DJ in the beginning. And he branched off. Then I think he came back some years.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
mean,
me myself to speak on it a little bit. I thought it was dope. I mean, like, listen, man. Everybody that made a mark in this city, no matter whether it was through entertainment, whether it was through music, and there's been a lot of African Americans that's of our own culture, man. You know, and again, this is coming from your boys, the Dream Teams. You know what I mean? I told you I could reach on Total Define Entertainment. That's on YouTube, man. Reach out, subscribe. We love the comments. Keep DMing me, but I'd rather you put it in the comment section on my YouTube channel. But what I'm saying to that is, right, like, a lot of times we lose sight of what matters most. And we got so much greatness that came from this city. We could start with Bahia. We could go back that far. You know what I mean? We need a rap museum here in Philly, man, because the Bully of Broad Street, the Ram Squads. You know what I mean? We talking going back to 100X. JB know what I'm talking about, the boys from 10th Street. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going back to Hilltop.
That's their Mustafa. That's just a man Mac and them.
But here's the thing. And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, like, our folks deserve their flowers, man. This is one of the reasons why, like, I bring my solid two brothers with me everywhere I go, because it shows we care. We major out here. Major figures with Gilly.
Yeah. Maybe they can renovate the tower right there on Broad, right there on Broad and what's that? Allegheny. What's that?
You talking about Uptown? Uptown.
Roy Dolphin.
Yeah, that's where Club McDonald's used to be.
Yeah. They renovate that and make that a museum.
But they was trying to do something to that like years and years and years.
There's a lot of history, and
they never really got around to it. But so it might take us to do it.
But that,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Folks, I'm no genie, I'm no guru, but I just somehow understand the knots in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things I'm saying, like, we don't honor our own enough, right? So we got the Kevin Harts, we got the Will Smiths. Of course, those are the top tier guys, right? And then you start branching it down. Well, no matter what level you bring it on, we're all successful in our own right? So we bring it the best way we can. But at the same time, these same people, you know what I mean? What's the boy? I don't mean to say this, man, because I really want you on my show, but I'm going to get your name before I embarrass myself. Music, Soul Child. Okay. I seen you down the winery, bro. You know, I was there. I just say all that to say that's one of the reasons why it's important for us to carry that. And even if it builds with one seed that leads to another, you feel me? But the connection always keeps us and our culture first. Because we do have the talent. We do have people that need to be honored and have statues or museums mimicking what they did for the culture, man. Because Beans almost carried us on his back at one point.
Yeah, that was that was a dope ass era.
No, it really was.
Right there with Beans, Edie, Skino and Sparks, the whole night. Cause you had Eve going on, you had Philly Most Wanted.
Skino, I see you out there with your podcast too, bro. I need you on the show, man.
Yo,
real rap.
Definitely.
For real. You're a real one.
It was an era where it was so much Philadelphia, and it was the style. And it was that one
and everybody had to respect.
Yo, but here's the thing, though. Like, I'm glad you said style, though. Like, we don't break a bend for nobody. Our style is our style. Like, if you notice, like, people say to me, "I'm damn, oh, hey, you dress like a young boy." No, I've been dressing like this my whole life. I don't know nothing different. So, nigga gonna have on some sneaks, some jeans. You know what I mean? I'm gonna rock out with my shit. You already know how I come. So, the narrative's never gonna change. This is just a Philly swag. This is what we do. This is how we cut. About to do it again, y'all.
No Diddy.
Thank you. Pause. E.
Okay.
Hey,
I thought I was can't make this.
Bills, I'm gonna let you go somewhere where I almost went off again, y'all.
Can't make this.
No, y'all. But I love the camaraderie that we have, and it's a beautiful thing because a lot of times when we get in front of y'all, not only we representing us, but we're representing something for the culture, man. Something to really just balance all of these negative things that's going on out here in this world, man. And a lot of it is dictated by social media and the internet. And I'm not saying don't tune in, but be careful on how you decide to navigate the internet and then what you're putting out there, the content. As you see, man, all of the content that we put out is always positive. We try to give y'all the best, like I said, rawest interaction between three thorough brothers that we can. And again, it's coming from PIW,
Your boy Bills.
Correct Creations, also Total Define Entertainment, PIW,
in
the building, in association with Total Define Entertainment. You already know.
Correct Creations.
You already know.
Keisha's passion for fashion.
Thank you,
We
Nuts.
can't make this
up at all.
Nope.
And that, listen, on that note, man, listen again. For all of the brothers and sisters that's Muslim, we're praying for you guys over this Ramadan. We got a show coming up next, a live show actually coming up the 22nd. That's going to be in Nami. That's out 5235. That's on Jefferson Street. And again, that's going to be in association with PIW and Correct Creations under, you already know, Total Define Entertainment, man. It's your boy E-Dub. This is your boy
Bills.
This is your boy
Knox.
Man, listen, we out of here.
Y'all ain't hammer.
Okay.